and I may not get my expected result. So that hinders our practice of karma yoga. Only our mind should engage with our karma in the sense of duty. In the sense of duty, and if our karma is done according to dharma, according to right principle of righteousness, then we should not be worried about result. We should have that conviction that if I have done something right, whatever result will come, I shall embrace it, I shall accept it. Acceptance is very necessary. I have done my duty, and I am ready for any consequences. That should be the mindset. I don't have any right. I have no control also. No right, no control. I cannot control the result of my action. The result may be something different. The bird may fly, the stone may not strike the bird. But the moment I am throwing the stone, I should be very much perfect. The moment I am reading, the moment I am studying, I am preparing for the examination, I should be perfect. But the day of examination, I may face an accident. I may not appear in the examination. But what I have expected, I have expected very good result. That is my imagination. So a true karma yogi, has a ever acceptance, the mind of acceptance, that he is ready to accept any consequence that follows his rightful action. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Nice for your nice answer. Sir, one more question is left, sir. I think I request you to answer this one also, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is asked by Sheikh Abdul Latif Parvez, sir, what is logic behind Smriti or remember means? Is it a means to follow what heard?
Yes, if you believe in Sabda Pramana, and we have to take that as the authentic source, that we have to go through the scriptures, we have to read them, because the truth is explained there and expressed there. We have to follow the scriptures, but Sabana should not be mechanical. Sabana should be followed by Sabana. After Sabana, we should have a manana. We have to reflect over it. We have to think over it. So Smriti is necessary, but Smriti should be reflected, should be thought. Otherwise, it is mechanical. For example, many people I have seen, they just do this. They worship Bhagavad Gita like this. This is not by this way we cannot understand Gita. By just remembering the slokas, verses, we cannot understand Gita. We cannot live the life of Niskama. We have to understand. We have to understand the verses. We have to understand the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. So Sabana is necessary, Smriti is necessary, but that should be reflected more and more. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, one more question is, sir, there also. Niskam karma yoga ka artha kya hai? What is the meaning of niskam karma?
Niskam karma means to act without having any desire for the consequences. Whatever the consequences, my mind should be ready to accept it, because I don't have any control over it. We have a kamana, and to cherish that kamana we do. But after doing an action, our mind should not run after the consequences.
Wow.
Because the consequences are not under my control. That mind is the fitting mind. That mind is the mind of a yogi who is ever ready to accept any consequences done by my duty. If I have done my duty, then I should be ready for any consequence. Therefore, Lord Krishna asked Arjuna, you fear that you will kill them, you may be killed. Whether you kill or you will be killed, don't calculate that. Be ready for both the possibilities.
Sir, sir, one more question, sir. This one is the last one. We won't take more questions. Sir, can you differentiate between Atma and Paramatma in the line of the Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, my question is left.
Which one, sir?
Okay, and Dr.
You can ask, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you can ask. Unmute yourself and ask, sir. No problem.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Okay,
Yes,
Pramod
yes, you are
sir. Okay, Pramod sir.
Sir, kahantu.
You said that our present actions are the result of our vasanas. If it
Yes, sir.
happens, then our thought and deed are also the product of our vasanas.
Yes, sir.
Is there any end of vasanas?
It is the?
Is there any end of our vasanas?
Yes. The mind has the double role. The mind that creates vasana means likeness and dislikeness. The mind that is engaged in likeness and dislikeness, the same mind can be disinterested for such things. The instrument is the same. The mind that binds, the same mind also liberates. So mind has created vasana, and by the same mind, we have to quit from all vasana. We have to regulate our vasana. Vasana may be good or bad. We have to minimize our vasana. We have to change our vasana from negative to positive. And we should have to give our vasana a right direction, because man cannot live without vasana. Vasanas will be there, but we can moderate them. We can moderate our vasana. We can change our vasana from negative to positive. We can give our vasanas a right direction, so that our vasana will help us growing and transforming.
Sir, one more question, sir. Can you differentiate between Atma and Paramatma in the line of the Bhagavad Gita?
Yes. Atma and Paramatma are same, not two things. Rather, we can say Jibo and Paramatma. Jibo and Paramatma. If we understand Atma in the sense of Jibo, then the same thing, Jibo and Paramatma. Otherwise, Atma and Paramatma are same. If Atma is understood in the sense of Jiva, then Jiva and Paramatma, they are different. What is the difference? The activities that we are doing are the activities of Jiva. But the mind, the entity that observes our activities, that is Paramatma, that is consciousness. In the Upanishad, it is said there are two birds. One bird is eating and being happy, becoming happy or unhappy. But another bird is sitting silently. That bird is just watching the activities of the other bird. Similarly, Paramatma and Jiva both are acting with us. We do and we observe our action. The moment we do not observe what we do, that means we are not mindful. We are devoid of that consciousness. If I am conscious of my thoughts, my actions, then I can say that I am with Paramatma. So that is my real stance. That is my real existence. That is my real identity. We falsely identify ourselves with the body, mind, intellect, ahankara, or with all these things we wrongly identified. I am this body, I am my mind, I am my buddhi, I am my ahankara. These are all false positions. The real position is that I am that eternal witness. I am that consciousness. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Sir, two, three questions recently come up. Shall I ask
Yes,
you?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, what is the difference between manana and nididhyasana?
Nididhyasana, Nididhyasana.
Nididhyasana.
Sabana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. These three are the techniques. These three are the techniques to make our understanding of the reality more mature. How can make our mind discipline? How can we make our mind expanded to understand the whole reality? The first step is Sravana. We have to listen to, we have to read, we have to study the scriptures, we have to listen to our teachers. That is Sravana. That by hearing the Sabda Pramana, by hearing through Sabda Pramana, by reading the scriptures, I got some knowledge, some information. But that is not sufficient. Whatever I received as information through the scriptures, through my teachers, I have to reflect upon it. I have to rationally think over it. And the moment I understood through my manana, then I will start living with it. That living with the ideal, living with that vision, living with that mindset, living with that truth is nididhyasana. That I not only live, I not only know the values, I also live with values. Sravana, manana, and nididhyasana. Knowing, thinking, and living. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Very nicely explained, sir. Sir, another question, sir. What is the relevance of Bhagavad Gita in transformation of a society in contemporary scenario, sir?
Naturally, if in the contemporary scenario, um, society has become bad because of the mindset of the youth. I started my talk that we live in a civil society. We have lived our life of 50 years, 60 years without understanding life. We live mechanically. So in the present scenario, Bhagavad Gita teaches us, inspires us, at least from today, you discipline your mind to understand the valuable life you live. That is very much necessary. When we shall have a complete mind, very understanding mind, very mature mind, then there will be no social crisis, no crisis at all. Neither in family, nor in society, nor in any public institution. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. ठीक है ମୁଁ continue କରୁଛି whether there is some problem if I am audible I am continuing that the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita is very much practical, pragmatic for practical life, because the the ultimate goal of man is liberation, freedom from suffering, and the instrument is mind. So we have to make our instrument perfect. Okay, because that is the only asset of getting peace. We can attain peace, we can attain freedom, we can attain peace, and we can attain freedom only through that mind. So minds, therefore, Western philosophy also, many philosophers have started their philosophy by claiming that mind is a tabula rasa. Don't keep your mind preoccupied. Make it a tabula rasa. Make it an empty chamber so that you can accept everything, both thesis and antithesis. Be ready to reject your own fond views. Suppose you are established with a strong belief. Be impartial. Tomorrow you should be ready that if my thought will be found incorrect, I can reject it. Otherwise, your thought is your binding factor. Your thought binds you. Mind should be free from thoughts. It is the duty of a mind to think, but mind should not be bound by its thoughts.
Hello.
Yes, sir. In your absence, I was managing. Please continue, sir.
Sir, that is sufficient for us, and we got a lot of questions now. We are getting in a lot of questions. So we think, on behalf of the department and on behalf of UDALA College, I extend my thanks to you, to your knowledge and everything.
Hello, thank you, sir.
Hello.
A very good afternoon to everyone. I am Maga Singh, lecturer in philosophy, UDALA College, Udura. Deem it as a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the principal and the Department of Philosophy and the IQC of the college. At the outset, I convey my special thanks and gratitude to our honorable principal, Professor Gopal Chandra Behera, sir, for giving us permission to organize this webinar and providing us all possible support and encouragement. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our today's resource person and chief speaker, Honorable Professor PRAMOD Kumar Das, Head Department of Philosophy, Noyagod Autonomous College, Noyagod, for enlightening us with his vast knowledge and experience on the topic, the Bhagavad Gita, a way of life. Sir, indeed, this was a very useful and impressive session. Today's talk not only gave us deep insight into the topic, but also helped us to realize the importance of the Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life. Once again, I thank you, sir, for sparing time from your busy schedule to grace this occasion. I express my deepest sense of appreciation to HOD Philosophy and convener of this session, Professor Lakshmidhar Bindhani, sir, for his active and sincere steps to organize such a webinar in the department. I also thank Dr. Prafulla Kumar Panda, coordinator, IQC, and Satyabrata sir, Assistant Coordinator IQC, for their help and all possible efforts to organize this webinar. The Department of Philosophy also thankful to all participants, dignitaries, for accepting our invitation and extending their full support and patience throughout this session and making this webinar a successful one. Last but not the least, I appreciate and thank all teaching and non-teaching staff members of the college for their direct or indirect support and cooperation for this event. Once again, I thank everyone present here and making this webinar a great success. Thank you all. Thank you. All participants will get certificate.
So the meeting is over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.